What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jalen or Dontavius, and today we're going to be talking about Drawing in the Franxx. I did a video on Drawing in the Franxx episode 1 when it first came out back in, I don't even know, I guess 6 weeks ago, since there's 6 episodes out at the moment. And I wasn't that thrilled with it. I had a lot of hopes with A1 Pictures and with Trigger coming together in the collaboration. You know, Trigger with its amazing, wacky animation style, and A1 Pictures is straightforward, cut and dry anime, but very well delivered, has good delivery and production usually. With A1 Pictures, that is. And when they came together, I was thinking that they were going to have, a lot of promise. And to me, they didn't open well enough. And I will be the first to admit, maybe I was a little hard on Drawing in the Franxx episode 1, because nowadays, especially on the first episode, they need to hook you in right away before they start showing their true colors and get to know the audience, get to know its own personality and its persona. But I'm not going to take anything away from what I said. I definitely meant everything that I said. I believe when you have a great episode 1, something that we've never seen before, it can definitely bring the true life and colors in the anime that you're trying to prove in your personality. But anyway, episodes 2 to 6. This is the first quarter of Drawing in the Franxx. There's going to be 24 episodes, I believe. But this first quarter, as I would say, I rated a solid 7 or 6 out of 10. Essentially, it's missing a lot, and it's doing good things, but it's missing a lot. But I'm going to structure this video right here as the good, the bad, and the ugly. So first, the good about the first quarter of Drawing in the Franxx. I love Ichigo, the girl who's Hiro's childhood friend. I love her personality. I love how much she loves the MC and how much she appreciates him. I like it when it's not a lot to do with okay, it's obvious that someone's in love, as opposed to they're just really caring about the person. It could just be genuine, concerned about that person's well-being. And then I also love 02. I believe 02 is a great carry. I believe that she's going to make Drawing in the Franxx and A1 Pictures and Trigger a lot of money in the post sales and in figurines and all that. I'm probably going to pick one up myself, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so that has really good, strong female characters. And that's really it when it comes to the good. Also, obviously, the animation is great at times. There's a lot of times where there's choppy. Usually with this kind of anime, you would think that they can smoothen out the budget to make everything kind of look great from time to time. I know, Guilty Crown, for instance. Guilty Crown looks beautiful throughout. Each frame is like a wallpaper. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, that's the same way. Every single frame is like a wallpaper. But this one, the times where they get lazy, it's really lazy. It's like Trigger's like, all right, A1 Pictures, we'll be over there until we're ready to be Trigger. When we start to do dialogue in the middle of combat, or funny dialogue when it's all the people together and having a good time. That's where Trigger shines. But A1 can do everything, at the bare minimum, but make it at quality value, which is what it does. So let's go to the bad. A lot of bad here. Not too many uglies, but a lot of bad. The supporting cast lacks, and lacks is a safe word, because I want them to show more promise later, but I'm pretty sure that they're not going to show any more than what they're having now. It's going to be, this is how they're going to act throughout the duration of the season. It's all revolving around Hiro. Every single person and every single dialogue revolves around one person, and that's Hiro. And that is so annoying to me. It's almost an ugly, but I have a bigger ugly coming up. But the way that these characters all just, every single piece of dialogue and every single point of interesting fact with the anime traces back to Hiro, which is really trash to me. I mean, each person's supposed to be their own character. Each person is supposed to have their own story, and this anime does not do that. And it's upsetting. Another bad thing is I guess, I don't know if they're adults or just older teens, but the people who are in charge, they're so lame to me. They're just kind of there because they have to be there. They're so plain Mary Jane, and they're to the point. They're cut and dry like A1 Pictures itself, and they can't really support the kids. It's really trash. And the other bad thing, and this could be me, so I left this one kind of the last point of being bad, is I don't really understand the story in terms of what everything is about. I understand there's the dinosaurs or the clocksaurs, and then the parasites as the kids, which honestly they should be switched. The freaking monsters should be the parasites, and the kids should be the dinosaurs, because they're freaking dinosaur robots. I love the facial expressions on the mechas. So in regards to the story, it's really hard to kind of understand what's happening and what everyone is after the MC Hiro. We're not really sure exactly what he wants. He wants to ride a Franxx, but why? And I'm sure it was mentioned in episode 1 or whatever, but if it was mentioned, it was only mentioned one time. And the fact that he wants to ride a Franxx so bad is the only thing that's being reiterated. And it's like, I want to ride a Franxx. I want to ride a Franxx. I want to ride a Franxx. I want to ride with 02. Why, hero? Why do you want to do these things? I understand that you're one-dimensional and you don't have, you know what? I'm going, this is the ugly, okay? The ugly is the MC. The ugly is Hero. Hero is the MC and he is awful. He's terrible. He has no persona. He doesn't deserve the attention he gets. And honestly, I don't know why he's so special. It's not explained. And I understand, okay, maybe it's going to be introduced on a silver platter later on, like halfway through the season, why Hero's so relevant. But at the point right now, I don't know why. It can literally been any other kids being in his position, and it would have made as much sense as why Hero's in that position. I should be able to flow with the anime. So I guess they're kind of ditching the main points on why Hero acts the way he does. But the kid only has one mission, and that's to ride a Franxx. But why? That doesn't make any sense. And then he has so many opportunities to like prove his worth and prove himself in the midst of the other kids, but he never does so. He's always just rolls over. He was like fighting with that one kid one time, but it's like, why are you fighting him? I just don't get what was the point. What is the thought process when writing Hero's character? When they wrote his storyboard, they drew him out. Said, all right, we want him to look as basic as hell. We want him to look like every other main badass, dark-haired kid in anime, and have him be OP to an extent. And going back to the bad real quick, another point that's bad is kind of like the mechas themselves and the way they're piloted. I have not. Oh man, I was saying in the first episode, or in the first reaction to the first episode, that this is a money grab anime. That's the way I feel. And the way that the mechas are controlled is so wild to me, and it's so like obscene almost. The guys are essentially riding the girls. I wish I could have done my reactions to this, because I was like, okay, maybe it's just me being a dude. Maybe I'm just like, I like ladies, so I like to, the sexual activities, like I fucks with it. So it's like, maybe that's just my perverted mind thinking that's what's happening. But then I really started looking at it, and it's literally the guys riding the girls in these mechs. The girls are the mechs. They sync with the mechs, and the girls are like in this, this position, and the guys behind them, and they're pretty much riding the girl, and that's the way they ride the mechs. Man, roll the clip.
境界がわからなくなっていくような。でも嫌じゃない。僕も感じてる。僕たち相性がいいんだ。
So yeah, that's like that's the way it is, and I just couldn't contain my laughter at that point. I'm like, this is really how this is going down. And I don't want to make any ignorant statements. Oh, Jalen, maybe you just don't understand. Maybe you should look a little harder, understand the intricacies, the beauty of this anime. Whatever. If this is your kink, whatever, that's you. You love it, great. But it's just a little obscene to me. And again, the reason I'm so stressed and tense about this is because it's Trigger, and I love Trigger, but it's also A1 Pictures. So it's a hella positive studio and a hella negative studio, and it's pretty much just evening out a little bit. Sometimes Trigger has high points, sometimes A1 just takes over and you forget Trigger's even involved in the anime. And that's just where I'm at right now. What does this anime need to do? It needs to explain things a little more. It's okay to have some dialogue explaining why we're doing things. It's only progressing further, and the only time they kind of went back to explain things is when they talked about Hiro and Ichigo's kind of past together. But only that they explained, like, they were friends. That's it. So we don't even know why Ichigo is so fussed to be concerned about him in the first place. Again, the kid has too much attention towards him, and he doesn't deserve it. I want to know a little bit more about Zerotu's past, because she's the only person in the show that I care about aside from Ichigo. So yeah, explain these two people, and I hope that Ichigo deserves something. She puts so much effort towards Hiro, so much love and affection. I don't know if it's love, but it's definitely affection. It's definitely she cares about Hiro. She deserves some sort of positive turnout. And I swear to God, if the girl dies or she gets the short end of the stick, because she's beginning it so far, if Ichigo's done wrong by this anime, I'm gonna write a letter. I'm gonna write a letter to A1, because I know this is not Trigger. It's A1. I'm talking to you. Don't mess up Ichigo. In 02, I know you love her, but you're gonna have to put him on the same plane. If you gotta introduce like Goro, the other childhood friend, he's in the scene too. If he needs to be relevant, you better make me like him if he's gonna be with Ichigo, because Ichigo deserves it all, and so does 02. And Hiro doesn't deserve either one of these girls. That's all I gotta say about that. And that's my fanboy on that. But anyway, that's the first quarter of Darling in the Franxx. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction review on the first quarter. I'm definitely going to probably pause on the show and watch it in 6 episodes in its entirety and progression again. It's not going to be a weekly thing for me. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. But I know some people love it. And hey, if you love it, like, I'm not trying to bash your interest. We just have different interests. Like, I like it to an extent. Like I said, it's kind of like a 7 only because it's not finished. If we were to finish right now, it'd probably be a solid 4 or 4.5 because it's really letting me down at this moment. But 7 because it has promise, and I could see it actually going somewhere if it turns around. And some anime does. A lot of anime turns around the 12 episode mark and they get a new opening and all that jazz. But this has been your boy Dontavius or Jalen. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe it, like it, and be on the lookout for the next M2HK, the next montage for Fortnite, whatever the hell we're doing on this channel. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.